Hello, I am Mayank. I'm a PhD researcher working on nano devices. I make videos about books and the insights that I have from my own life, the experiences that I got in the last 10 years from living in what, 6, 7 different cities across the world, 4 different countries, 2 different continents, and working with people from, I don't know, 20, 30 different nationalities. But still, I'm left with a lot of insights and things that I'm learning every day that I want to share with you. And I don't have enough time to make videos about every single of those topics. So, this is a new series. I'm calling it Your Monthly Dose of Insights. And I'll be sharing the ideas on which I'm not able to make videos. This will be a sort of an informal, kind of an unfiltered conversation where I'll be just sharing the ideas from top of my head. And let's take it from there. How you guys respond. If you like it, I can continue this series. Right now my plan is to produce at least 10 episodes. It's a monthly series. It will take me this whole year. Let's see. So the first idea that I wanted to share, I have some really small notes to talk about things. So the first idea, actually, I got this idea long ago, but now that we're making the series, now I'm sharing it. It's about, not every idea is supposed to change you, but you don't know which one will change you. So I started reading this book called, I've kept all the books here from which the ideas come, and some of them are my own insights. So I started reading this book on called The Daily Stoic from 1st of September 2024, and every day I read one of its lesson. And somewhere along the line there was one lesson, I forgot which date it was, but the lesson was along the lines that not every philosophical lesson is going to hit you hard, but you don't know which one will hit you. It's like having that medicine uh, that works on you, but you don't know which one will work. So you have to try all the different ones, and every now and then you get this one stoic idea or philosophy that just stings you, that just hits you so hard. Uh, when you read that, you feel, oh, please don't say this thing to me. I don't like this thing. You're so agitated, insecure. It's kind of an idea which hits your insecurity, but there is no way for other person to know about which you are insecure. Only you can know this, and sometimes it's not even you who knows this. So you have to go through multiple ideas. Uh, so similar to that, not all the ideas that I'll be sharing will resonate with you. You'll think that most of these ideas are dumb, maybe they're not so good, but every now and then there will be one idea that will hit you so hard and will force you to think very differently about life or something else that we are talking about. So that's kind of the first idea that I have about, that I wanted to talk about. So you, and at the end of the day, you don't need what, uh, 10,000 ideas to change your life. You just need one. 3 days ago, sometime maybe 4 days ago, I was watching this movie called A Million Miles Away. It's a story about the son of an immigrant farmer in America. He dreams to become an astronaut at some point. I don't want to give you spoiler alert, but it's a tough battle that the person goes through, and he, if he's able to make the dream or not, because it's a big dream to think. I mean, the fact that he is able to get into NASA is already good enough, right? So these kind of ideas, sometimes I don't know why I'm sharing with you this story, but you should watch this movie. It's a fun movie. uh, but you don't know which idea will hit you hard. When I watched that movie, I asked myself, Mayank, your parents did so much. They worked their entire life to give you this life somehow. What excuse do you have to not think so big? If the son of an immigrant farmer working in the fields, and it's a real story by the way, working in the fields or vineyards of other people, plucking what grapes, can dream that someday he can be an astronaut in a country where he's barely a citizen. um, what excuse do we have to not think so big? And I don't know, I heard it, I think, from Jeff Bezos at some point. He says, thinking small is a self-fulfilling prophecy. So one should always think big. I always say about dreams, okay, this is going on a different tangent, but last point. I always say about dreams, a dream should excite you and scare you at the same time. If your dream is not exciting enough, that means you don't like this dream. And if your dream is not scary enough, that means it's not big enough. If you're if you're not scared of the things that you want to dream and do in your life, that means you're thinking in your range. Think big. Okay, that was kind of the idea number one that I wanted to share. So this is how this conversation will be going on. um, the second idea that I wanted to share, let me grab a pencil. Okay, so the second idea that I wanted to share with you is, if you don't have an opinion, no need to have one. Let me explain. um, Actually, I got this idea from the book, kept it here, it's called On Bullshit. I actually made a video explaining the book. You can watch that video as well, where I explain the ideas, the main key ideas of the book. But one of the ideas that stuck with me from the book is that, actually, it's not written in the book, it's kind of my interpretation. What I got from it is that if you don't have understanding of something, you don't need to have an opinion. And sometimes we are insecure, we're sitting somewhere and everybody's having an opinion about something, and you think that, oh, I should also have an opinion about, I don't know, maybe an Israel Palestine war or what's happening in Ukraine. But I don't have enough time to figure out and read all the insights and news about those topics to have an informed opinion about those things. And in these kind of situations, any opinion that we do make without a good amount of information on that topic, it is most likely going to be an bullshit. It's not a truth, it's not a lie, it's a bullshit, right? This is what I'm explaining in the video as well. You can check that out. But don't be insecure. You don't need to have opinion about every single thing. And believe me, I've met really smart professors, like big shots, who are would be, I would say, probably in 0.1 percentile of their field. Even my current professors and the professors I've worked with before, they don't have opinions about every single topic. Just last week, I was having a meeting with my prof and I was asking him his opinion about something. And his answer was very polite. Said, Mayank, I don't have enough knowledge about this topic or this subject, this field that you're talking about, to have an opinion. It was a scientific topic, of course, but not something that we are working on. So usually smart people know that they don't understand something, and it's not a good idea to have opinions about those things, because those are usually not the truths, not the lies. These are BS. So, and I understand it's hard. I have been in meetings where I'm sitting quiet and all the three other students, and there's another professor and another guy, another scientist from other institute, they're all talking, they're all explaining their opinions. I mean, they're giving their inputs about things, and I don't understand about that topic. And you feel insecure that the fact that I'm not speaking, maybe they'll not they'll think that I'm dumb, whatever. But the fact is, if your opinion is not informed, the very act of speaking will definitely make sure that they think that you're dumb. uh, because it's, yeah, if you don't have opinions, if you don't have understanding about the topic, if you don't speak, let them guess. At least you have not revealed that you don't know this thing. But the moment you speak, it's very obvious that they know that you don't understand. So there's no need to speak about every single thing. And then there's a very interesting insight. I recently read this book, 80/20 Principle. um, I hope within a week or so, I don't know if this series I'll launch first, or that video. I'm editing that video, but I'll be putting out a video on that. I've already recorded, I'm editing that video. But in that video, I explain the book in so much detail that I cannot go here. But a very interesting thing that I've been already doing in my life for the past, I don't know, maybe 4 years or 5 years, I think. And while reading the book, I realized, oh, it was kind of an 80-20 thinking that I was using. So the idea is uh, of the 80-20 is that small inputs or a very small number of your inputs or small efforts will lead to the larger consequences. So sometimes maybe 10 or 15 or 20% of your inputs are responsible for 80, 90, sometimes even 95% of your outputs. And so in the author Richard Koch goes both ways. You should have 80-20 thinking in order to act 80-20, and you should act 80-20 in order to think 80-20. Okay, I'll give you an example from my life. Currently, where I live, close to my institute, there is a grocery store, like a supermarket, I would say. And this one is an expensive one, little bit expensive than the rest. So I had this question and I had this debate with some of the other students at times that they say, why don't you go to that ABC supermarket and that's like 10% or 15% cheaper than this? Okay, in that situation, I have an argument. Let's say I go to the supermarket which is close to my institute and I live close to my institute. So it's like on my way. I get out to the institute and I just walk there and buy. Let's say I buy apples from here, okay? So, and I go to this other supermarket and the apples are 20% cheaper there. But this other supermarket is, let's say, not let's say, it's actually, I have to take a bus. It's like half an hour away or maybe 35 minutes. So I have to take a ride of 30-35 minutes. Then I have to shop there, come back another 30-35 minutes. And the fact that it's that far, I'm not able to go there every day, right? So I'll be going there maybe once a week or fortnightly, once in 2 weeks, and I'll be buying more apples, right? So from here, I usually buy whatever I want to eat. I buy fruits maybe 2 or 3 times a week. I consume them and then buy new ones. The fact that I buy it from here, I buy small quantities and I'm able to consume all of them. From the faraway supermarket, I'll buy more quantities in bulk. If in this process I'm not able to consume all the apples and one of the 5 apples I have to throw away because it's rotten, 1 in 5 is already 20%. So the cost anyway comes down to the same. We are just talking about the monetary cost. Now add the time and how much your time is worth. Basically, your time is worth infinite, no? Because it's the only thing that we have that doesn't come back. So I might save something on paper, it might look like a good deal, but in the long run, it's not at all. In that 1 hour that I'm saving, and that hassle of not thinking about because this supermarket is good, so the chances of having a bad apple are super low. I've rarely had a fruit which is rotten. So all this saves a lot of peace of mind and also gives me a lot of time to think about other things. And saving those 1 hours every week, imagine these 52 hours that I've saved in a year. You don't need 52 hours to come up with a great idea. If just out of those 52 hours, just in 10 minutes, in some 10 minutes out of those 52 hours, I come up with a genius idea about something. That's it. You don't need 10,000 ideas, right? Amazon is built on one idea, Facebook is built on one idea. So, excuse me, the moment you have one great idea, it's worth all your time. So, start applying these principles in your life. Another context I can tell you is that back in 2016, 17, when I was in India, I was in Delhi and I used to have an air purifier in my hostel room, which sounds strange, and indeed it was. Nobody in my campus had an air purifier, as far as I know, in their hostel room, and nobody thought that I was doing something smart. But now looking backwards, that air purifier at that point costed me, I think 8 or 9,000 Indian rupees, which is something around $90 or so. So at that time, of course, it was a big investment, I would say, because my pocket money was hardly less than $50 a month. So I have to save for a few months in order to buy that. But looking in the long run, the damage that pollution does to your lungs is irreversible. And it's pretty evident now. If you believe it or not, if you can read, there are countless studies which prove it very clearly. It's not even debatable at this point. It's a clear stated fact that pollution is killing more people than, I don't know, car accidents, so to speak. Anyways, and the rate of lung cancer in India is skyrocketing. It's because of pollution. So anyways, long story short, so your investment of $70 can save you from a life and death situation. How much is it worth? Right? Think long term. We're all studying, and I don't want to go into it, but let's be very clear. Pollution is not same as bacteria. Sometimes people say that, oh, people have become immune to pollution. No, people become immune to bacteria, viruses. When kids play in mud, when kids play in harsh conditions, their immunity improves, but it's not the same with pollution. No organism is built or designed or evolved to handle pollution. It stays in your bloodstream, in your lungs, and it kills you. I personally had a personal loss in my life because of pollution. There is nothing else which was involved. Um Anyways, so think about it. The small changes that you do sometimes lead to, it's not 80/20. In this case, it's, I would say, 0.001 is to 99.999. So this 0.001% efforts of yours will produce 99.999% benefits, which is, yeah, if the person is dead, what do you do? A person is dead is basically your input divided by zero. That's infinite times difference, right? Okay, I don't know how much more time we have. I've already talked for, it's been almost 20 minutes. Okay, I think, let me share, should we share one more idea? I don't know. Okay, I think let's wrap it up here. We'll talk about other ideas in the next segment. Uh, I hope you enjoyed. It would be very nice of you if you stick around and watch other videos and get more insights. I'll be more than happy to take your inputs, how I can improve this series, how I can improve the overall communication that we are having. I'm very new to this platform. Made some videos, of course. I'm trying since last 5-6 months, but I still am not anyway seasoned YouTuber from any means. Okay, have a good one, guys. See you on the next one, and enjoy. Have a good time.